The summer air was thick with the scent of pine and fresh-cut grass as I pulled up to our family's sprawling 60-acre retreat in Willow Creek, Oregon, on a crisp June morning in 2024. My German Shepherd, Titan, was riding shotgun, his massive head hanging out the window, tongue flapping like a flag in the breeze. This land had been ours for 4 generations, a patchwork of rolling meadows and cedar groves my great-grandfather had carved out in the 1940s. Titan leaped from the truck the second I opened the door, chasing a dragonfly with the enthusiasm of a puppy despite his 5 years. I grinned, unpacking my drone for some aerial shots of the property, ready for a weekend of peace. But peace wasn't on the menu. 3 sharp blasts from a car horn shattered the quiet, followed by the crunch of tires on our gravel drive. A sleek black Range Rover screeched to a halt at the property line, its vanity plate screaming top dog. Out stepped Eleanor Grayson, my neighbor and the self-appointed queen of the Pine Hollow Homeowners Association. Picture a woman who'd weaponized designer fashion, Prada sunglasses perched on her nose, a Chanel handbag dangling from her arm, and hair so lacquered it could withstand a tornado. "That creature cannot be here," she shrieked, jabbing a manicured nail at Titan, who'd paused his dragonfly hunt to cock his head at her. "I'm the president of Pine Hollow HOA, and I demand you remove that savage beast immediately." Her voice was a nails-on chalkboard assault. I took a deep breath, strolling over to the fence, keeping my tone even despite the heat rising in my chest. "Morning, Eleanor. This is private land. Our family's property. Your HOA has no say here." She let out a laugh, sharp and smug, like a vulture sizing up its next meal. "Oh, we'll see about that. That monster threatens our community. I know my rights." Then Titan, my search and rescue trained hero, decided to steal the show. He trotted to the fence, sat with perfect poise, and raised a paw as if offering a handshake. Eleanor stumbled back in her stilettos, nearly toppling over. "It's attacking me," she screamed, arms flailing. "Call 911. Titan, unfazed, rolled onto his back, belly up, tongue lolling a picture of pure innocence. But Eleanor was already on her phone, her acrylic nails clacking as she dialed emergency services. "Police, I need help now. A vicious dog is attacking me at the corner of Cedar Lane and Meadow Road. Send everyone." I couldn't help but chuckle, which didn't help matters. Within minutes, a patrol car rolled up, and Officer Daniel stepped out, looking like he'd dealt with Eleanor's theatrics before. "Got a report of a dog attack," he said, eyeing Titan, who was now sprawled out, pretending to be dead for his favorite trick. Eleanor thrust her phone at him, playing a shaky video of Titan at the local park, surrounded by kids giving him belly rubs. Daniels fought a smirk. "Ma'am, this shows a friendly dog playing with children. Where's the attack?" Eleanor's face flushed a shade that clashed with her lipstick, but before she could retort, a voice boomed from the neighboring porch. "Morning, officer. Quite the show, ain't it?" It was Harold, the 78-year-old retired mechanic next door, sipping coffee in his bathrobe, grinning like he'd scored free cable. "I saw it all. That dog's been calmer than a Sunday sermon, while this lady's been hollering for 10 minutes straight." Eleanor whirled on him. "Mind your business, you old coot." Harold just raised his mug in a mock salute. "When you're loud enough to wake the coyotes, it's everyone's business." Daniels, barely hiding his amusement, turned to Eleanor. "Ma'am, false 911 calls are a crime. This dog's on private property and seems well behaved. Unless you've got real evidence, stop calling us." As he drove off, Eleanor glared at me, her voice dropping to a venomous hiss. "This isn't over. You and that mutt will regret crossing me." Her Range Rover peeled out, leaving a cloud of dust and a sinking feeling in my gut. That afternoon, Titan's behavior shifted. Normally, he'd roam every inch of the property, but he glued himself to one spot by the fence, sniffing and pawing at the dirt like it held the secrets of the universe. He whined, a low, urgent sound from his rescue days, his tail stiff, eyes locked on a patch of earth near an ancient cedar tree. "What's got you so worked up, boy?" I muttered, but the ground looked normal. I marked the spot on my Mind Titan's nose was never wrong. Later, a courier van pulled up, delivering a hefty envelope from Grayson and Partners, attorneys at law. 7 pages of legal jargon citing noise violations, property value threats, and even visual nuisance from Titan's presence. But on page 6, I struck gold. The HOA's jurisdiction ended at Cedar Lane's western edge, 60 feet short of our land. Eleanor had no authority here. By dusk, I noticed Eleanor's Range Rover back at her property, workers installing security cameras pointed straight at my land. This wasn't about Titan anymore, something bigger was brewing. That night, Titan returned to his spot, whining softly. What was buried there that had him so fixated? And why was Eleanor so desperate to control it? The next morning, my phone blew up with notifications. My sister, Clara, texted, "Check the HOA page now. That woman's slandering Titan." I opened the Pine Hollow HOA's site, a digital battleground with 600 members. Eleanor had pinned a distorted photo of Titan, making him look like a snarling wolf. Her caption screamed, "Dangerous beast endangers our kids." The comments were a mess. Some bought her lies, others fought back. "Isn't that the therapy dog from the Veterans Center?" one user wrote before Eleanor deleted it. I countered with a video montage of Titan's heroics, comforting kids with autism, visiting nursing homes, even wearing a tutu at a toddler's birthday party. The caption read, "Titan served our community for years. This is who he is." The response was electric. Stories of Titan's kindness flooded in, drowning Eleanor's narrative. That evening, I set up my own cameras, motion-activated with night vision, focusing on Titan's mystery spot. At 2:17 a.m., Titan's frantic barking woke me. It was his working bark, the one that meant I found something. I grabbed a flashlight and followed him to the fence, where he was digging like a machine, dirt flying. Checking my camera feed, I froze. At 1:45 a.m., Eleanor's husband, Nathan, had crept onto my land, looking terrified, burying a metal box right where Titan was digging. Titan dragged it out, and I pried it open with gloved hands. Inside was a photo of Eleanor with a developer, standing before a Crestview Estates banner, a luxury project plan for my land. A note in her handwriting read, "Get rid of Jake. Whatever it takes." A contract showed her $4 million commission if the deal closed. A text from an unknown number signed, and warned, she owes bad people money. Check her garage freezer. The pieces clicked. Eleanor wasn't just after my land, she was drowning in debt to dangerous lenders, and my property was her ticket out. I backed up the evidence, heart pounding. Nathan's warning suggested deeper trouble. What was in that freezer? And how far would Eleanor go? Monday dawned with chaos next door. My cameras caught Eleanor screaming at Nathan. "Where's the box? The dog found it? You buried it on his land." Glass shattered. A slap echoed. Eleanor's plan unraveled, meant to frame me later with that box. By noon, she was in her backyard, latex gloves on, smearing ketchup on her Persian cat, Snowball, staging a fake attack. She even planted Titan's fur near the collar, muttering, "Vicious dog, traumatized pet, must be put down." I recorded every second. Her HOA post followed. Emergency. That beast attacked Snowball. But Harold, ever the neighborhood watchdog, had seen it all through his binoculars and Ring camera. When police and animal control arrived, Harold spilled everything. Titan sealed the deal, retrieving the ketchup bottle and a stained glove from Eleanor's bushes. Officer Daniels bagged the evidence, shaking his head. Filing false reports and framing someone is serious, Mrs. Grayson. Nathan, pale and trembling, watched from the doorway as Eleanor's phone rang repeatedly, her face draining of color. She dragged him inside, screaming. The investors saw the posts. "Tonight, you fix this, or we're dead." That night, their argument exploded. My cameras caught Eleanor's chilling ultimatum. "I owe you $3 million to people who don't mess around. Throw a brick through our window, blame the dog. Jake will sell when Titan's gone." Nathan, broken after years of manipulation, caved. At 1:47 a.m., he smashed their window, tossed the brick on my land, and Eleanor's theatrical 911 call followed. "That dog threw a brick. I'm terrified. Titan snoring beside me, was oblivious. I recorded him sleeping, timestamped for proof. When police arrived, Eleanor's story crumbled. Officers found the brick, but doubted a dog could throw it. I held onto my footage, waiting for the perfect moment. Tuesday's emergency HOA meeting was Eleanor's last stand. Her PowerPoint, the shepherd threat, painted Titan as a monster. But as she rallied the crowd, Officer Daniels burst in with my footage. The room watched Nathan's brick toss, Eleanor's ketchup scheme, and her voice directing the fraud. Nathan stood, voice shaking. She stole $400,000 in HOA funds to pay loan sharks. She lost our savings on crypto. The ranch deal was her way out. The crowd turned mob, demanding audits. Eleanor tried to flee, but tripped, her hairpiece cracking as Titan sat on her, tail wagging. Daniels cuffed her for fraud, embezzlement, and more. As she was let out, she screamed, "You think this ends here? I know your secret scaring's illegal daycare, Tom's unpermitted deck, Lisa's hidden rental." The room gasped. What else did she know? 3 months later, we celebrated on my land, Titan crowned community hero. Harold toasted him as the new HOA president. Nathan, free and remarried, thanked us. Eleanor got 7 years and a $600,000 fine. The mob mysteriously backed off after FBI involvement. My land was safe, protected by new laws. Titan's video hit 30 million views, earning him a State Hero Award. But 6 months later, a letter from Eleanor arrived, its words chilling me to the bone. What did she write? Would you trust a cryptic warning from a desperate spouse? What secrets did Eleanor expose about the neighbors? And what would you do with evidence that could destroy someone? Act fast or wait for their next mistake? Comment below, and let me know if you want part 2 of this wild saga.